Ladies and gents, welcome, welcome. We've got some low Elo Legends. In fact, if you really want to clickbait it, this is the lowest Elo game happening across the world right now. We have a list of all ongoing games. This is the lowest. We've got 276 Elo for blue. Esekpa playing as the Britons. And then in the red, we have Yuma playing as the Franks. It's a classic matchup, right? These civilizations have both been around a very long time, and there's lots of reasons to want to pick these civilizations, and it's on Yucatan. Made a video about Yucatan the other day where I talked about how Yucatan is a very good beginner-friendly map because there's so much food on it, and it's very easy to wall and play defensive. So there's turkeys everywhere for food. There's double berry spots for food. There's 3 boars. There's deer. Again, beginner-friendly map. I don't think these players are going to have any complaints about playing on it. And I used to play this a lot. I used to play Explored Yucatan. This is back before there was a ranked lobby, right? Or ranked queue, excuse me. You just had to join lobbies. And I used to host 1v1 Yucatan. So if you played all the way back in the day, you might have run into me on Yucatan. I actually, for months, thought that Mongols had faster hunt on the turkeys and the sheep as well. Because in my mind, you can hunt a turkey. Because, like, my uncles hunt turkeys, right? So I just related killing a turkey to hunting. But in reality, that's a shepherd in the game. So the only civilization that gets a bonus on eating those faster would be the Britons. So that's a big reason to have the Britons over here for the blue. As for the Franks, you get the farm upgrades for free. You have the forage bonus, which wasn't around way back in the day, but has been around for a few years now. And obviously, you know, having the hunt is also quite nice as well. So, but we need to slow it down. I hope everyone out there is having a nice day. People watching might have just got home from work or school, or I don't know. I hope you had a good day. If you didn't, I'm here to make it a little bit better. Blue, please. Oh, God. What's happening? Oh, boy. Okay. All right, this is going to be fine. That is the most efficient lore I've ever seen in my entire life. This guy's still a little scared by the whole deal. And he's going to go finish off these turkeys now. So, something I picked up on this map recently is... Oh my god, look at the buildings for red. Hold on a second. Forget about my opinions on the map. Look at this. Box of houses. Barracks. I don't know how this guy's planning on taking his berries. Are we going to see another house? On the right of this? I feel like you have to if you're red. Oh, it's tricky because the barracks is 3x3, so it kind of ruins the spacing a little bit, but it's not too bad. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Professional Tetris player over here, Yuma. Oh, red. Oh, boy. Has clicked the scout across the map. Oh, boy. And... just passing. Just passing. However, red probably heard the little bloop noise that you hear when you find a sheep. So it's possible red will notice this turkey and run away with it. Or not. Okay, red is just going somewhere else right now. Is red going back home? You already took this path. Wait, oh, there's the turkey as well. Dude, he's reporting back what he saw. He's role-playing. Here he comes. Let's see where he goes. Oh, please sit right underneath the town center. Please sit right next to the people in the town. Okay. Stop for me, please. I have so many funny things I want to say. Come on, Red. No. Never mind. It's not role-playing. Do you guys remember that one cast I had? It was probably 2 years ago now, where this guy kept going to his opponent's base, and then he would come back home and go to his opponent's base and come back home like he was reporting the details. That was so good. Oh boy, that's a very weak villager. But yet again, blue loses the vill. Okay. And the villager also had a lot of food in his hands as well. So that kind of hurts. I think what red did was set waypoints with the scout all over the map. And it just ended up going here and coming back home. But I have to say, so far, the symmetry of red's economy, very satisfying. And while very little is happening, at the same time, so much is happening here at low elo. I'm enjoying it. All right, so, what I was talking about how this map generates. So you have 2 golds at your base. You have 4 tiles and then 7 tiles. And then the only other gold in the map are 2 additional 3-tile neutral golds, which is very uncommon for a closed map. Like Black Forest, for example, is going to have 3 golds and then 2 neutrals. Arabia, 3 golds, 2 neutrals. Arena has even more neutral, like Stones, for example. That's a closed map. So I don't know if it was an intentional change. Maybe they wanted to spice up Yucatan a little bit, but since the games can go on for a pretty long time, it's actually good to have civilizations that thrive when the gold runs out. Again, Red Scout just continues to like scout the same areas. And now Red has made a mill here, which is right next to the berries. Oh, he needs to... Oh my god. Guys, I just realized what the plan is. How much do you want to bet Red is going to clear out those bushes so Red can continue to make buildings there? Oh, man. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Thankfully, Franks do forge a little bit faster. It's still going to take some time, but it'd be pretty cool. 20 villagers for Red. Did locate the enemy. I'm not sure Red knows the enemy was here. And then 18 villagers for Blue. Blue's done a really nice job scouting around right now. And this is a very close game. This is the lowest ranked game happening in the world right now. And, you know, Blue has Feudal Age queued up behind a bunch of villagers. Blue kind of forgot to make a house. Red over here is like, this is why I make so many houses. But I doubt there's going to be aggression, so we still have some time to chill. But Red seems to be a base builder. Blue seems to just be a mining camper. It's the triple, baby! It's not just the mining camp that's good for 2 golds. It's also good for the stone. Okay, Blue. First off, I need you to build a house. I feel really bad for you because the noise only plays once. If you get housed, I don't even know how to do the noise with my mouth, but there is a noise. And then it stops. So at the top, it should be blinking, I think, in the game to let you know. But poor Blue is thinking, okay, I just clicked to Feudal Age. We're going to revisit this whole situation later. And hey, there we go. There we go. There we go. We've got the houses now. And Blue says, I don't want just 1 house. I don't want 5 houses. I want 6 houses. Boom. Well, that really set Blue back. Yeah, I don't know how to make the... No, that's not it. I don't know how to make the noise. It's maybe easy for you guys to type it, but I know what you're saying. It sounds like a racket noise. I was going to say it sounded kind of like a... God, now I'm thinking about it too much. That noise gives me anxiety. I don't know. We're going to skip past it. You guys can tell me what you think that getting housed noise sounds like. And Red is pulled ahead here because Blue forgot to make houses. Blue, however, will be in the Feudal Age first. And while Red has collected more resources in total... actually, Red has not. I was just going to say, while Red has collected more resources in total because Red had more villagers. But a lot of those villagers are on wood. Okay. So we have gold and stone being taken from the same mining camp. Now, realistically, okay, I have to do the right thing. And I have to talk about the downside of this for people that are trying to improve, okay? You are walking very far with your villagers to get the stone and the gold compared to what you could do. You could have a mining camp here and a mining camp here. You have the wood. You chop wood for a reason. You could spend it properly to have more efficient gold mining and stone mining. Low elo players don't see it that way, though. They say, why would I spend more wood to do the same job? I could just spend 100 wood, and I could take all 3 of these resources, and then I could save the wood for other things. So, you know, if Blue's spending the wood on other things all the time, like Blue right now is farming, then maybe it makes sense. Again, I'm really curious on what Red's plan is with the berries here. Red didn't take a single boar, by the way. And Red's going to maybe do that now. Here we go. Does have loom. Villagers should survive. And look at this guy go back to the TC. Not bad. Red will have got the notification that Blue is in the Feudal Age. Red just continues to make villagers. This is the biggest Dark Age economy we've probably ever seen at Elo Legends. Holy cow. There's a lot of resources. Meanwhile, in the feudal age, blue goes stone mining upgrade, gold mining upgrade, wood upgrade, and wheelbarrow. So good economic upgrades. None of this is necessarily a part of a really good build order that I've seen before, but blue's got the idea. You don't want to have too much excess on wood, like red does. A little bit of every resource. Get your upgrades once you make it to the next age. And blue could be thinking of an archer range. Blue wants to go aggressive. The Britons are known for their archers. We might even see longbows in this game as well, guys. Matey Mark says 200 elo is good nowadays. I am also really impressed. The thing is, I think if these guys get attacked at all, their brains probably melt and they freak out and they don't know what to do. And sure, there are some aspects that we can look at and say, okay, that needs work, that needs work. But the consistency of the build creation is there. They know the basics, right? They're like getting upgrades. I agree. This elo is pretty solid. Now, what I wasn't able to see... Oh my god, blue's going to try and wall... Oh, this is going to be a tree. What I wasn't able to see is how many games they played. But to get down to 200-some elo, they probably had to play at least 20 or 25 games. Is it better to build more villas or get the eco upgrades in feudal age? Well, ideally, you want to do both. If you have to decide between getting an eco upgrade or building more villas, you always build more villas. But ideally, you get eco upgrades while also creating the villas. Oh, God. Okay, so 1 second. Blue has scouted the majority of the pawns. Blue is going to try and wall everything. I mean, here is the edge of the map, Blue. You could have just walled here. Oh, God. This is ambitious, but it is a pretty good strategy if you can get the walls down. Okay. Interesting. So we know what blue's going to be focusing on. Meanwhile, red's about to make it to the next stage. Red has 2,000 wood. And man, that could turn into a lot of farms. Also, red's going to even build another lumber camp on the other side. So chopping through these trees. Okay, great game. Love the chilled pace of this one. Neither player likes to rush. I like it. Okay. Resources are very well balanced for blue. And blue is just hoping to protect areas of the map for the long term here. That's walled. This will eventually be walled. This will be walled. And the key for blue will be scouting to the right side. The sad thing for blue here is you're not walling in any of the additional golds. It's probably like way too deep strategy-wise for these guys. No offense to you, blue, when you rewatch this. I'm really enjoying your play, but it's probably not something on blue's mind. Like, for example, this stone, I think once you get more experience, you think, well, if I'm going to wall, let's just wall in the stone as well. Guys, red continues to stack buildings in the most efficient way possible. We have the stable on the right of the houses, and now the blacksmith on the left of the houses. Is this why he wants to chop all these trees? So he can just continue this forever? Oh my god, you gotta take the gold now too, bro. Oh no, the houses are off-center. Delete it. No, delete them. Red. Oh no, what have you done? You've ruined it. I mean, if you're gonna do this, good for you, but you can't build the houses like this. Oh god, okay. Well, red's gonna commit to it. And we have even more houses. Now, are these going to be in a proper block? Oh, boy. Okay, more houses. To be fair, red really needs houses right now. And so, red's at 44 villagers. And will be on the way to Castle Age soon. What about blue? What's blue up to? Ah, I see. Okay, so blue hasn't walled this yet. Has probably forgotten, but blue is instead going to just wall towards their own base here. And we have a barracks, we have an archer range, we're going to have a stable. Blue could also head up towards the next stage. And then a blacksmith. It's interesting how they build their buildings. Like, we've got this little curved line of buildings for blue. Red will have the stone for multiple castles. Being Franks, the castles are very cheap. Red will probably have the resources for Imperial Age by the time Red makes it to the next age. We'll see what the plan is. I think if I had to choose a civilization in this matchup, I would choose the Britons. There's a lot of choke points on this map, which makes it easy for the archers and the infantry to sit in. I think it is actually much easier to play a Paladin civilization at this elo, though. Because Paladins have tons of attack and tons of HP. You don't really have to micro them. You just make a lot of them and send them in. It feels like that's an easier task. Anyways, Red going to make some walls here. Let's get an update on the scouting. We've had one death in this game. That death was actually Blue losing a villager to a boar. Red hasn't moved out with the scout in a while. And then Blue's scout has been sitting here for like 10 minutes now. So Blue hasn't located the enemy at all. Sometimes I've had... So I play Age of Empires at a high level, right? I talk to pro players. I run tournaments, do all these things. I've had people tell me, like, how do you watch this stuff? How do you do low Elo Legends? It's so boring, right? I don't relate to that wording at all. I feel like it's actually... I mean, there's different ways of enjoying this game, right? For me, it's just so nostalgic to see players like this because I remember playing this way. I remember when there was a lot of mystery around the game. And I like to put myself in their shoes. And I still remember how scary the darkness was, right? Like, these days, I know there's going to be an enemy. I kind of know what I'm looking for. I know what each thing kind of means. I am expecting to find someone. But when you're at this elo, and you've walled up, and you're playing a stranger, and the game's already really difficult, when you encounter something, it freaks you out. That attack bell, when it comes, it's scary. And it's interesting to me how Blue hasn't even tried to find the enemy. What if there was a bug and you were just playing against nobody and he spent the whole game waiting for someone to show up, only for them never to show up? Is Red sending archers into... Red is sending archers inside the town center, guys. Interesting strategy. Same deal for Red. Red has not located any enemy buildings. We're not sure if Red saw Blue Scout earlier. But, you know, Frank archers aren't necessarily known as being the strongest, but if you do have archers inside the TC, it will fire arrows if something comes by. So, okay. Wait, you can garrison archers in the TC? Look at this. Someone's just being wowed by our low Elo legend right now. Yeah, you can. You can send them in the towers and castles as well. I think you could argue it's not totally worth it. Also, I'm very curious what happens if if an army shows up with Red's villagers, right? Because a lot of low Elo players will ring the town bell, and then their villagers won't have any space inside the TC. Okay, we have walls from Red, who's now going to castle on the other end of this pond. And Blue is getting handcart. Blue is just sitting back behind these walls. Both players have tons of stone. Okay. Relics can be really important. Oh my goodness. Wait, what? Oh, this is why we use small trees, guys. I'm not casting with small trees because I want to really give us the low Elo legend experience. But this is why we use small trees. There is a hole there. And here comes Red Scout. And so now it is underneath the TC. Now it's finding the farms. Now, do you want to attack here? I think you want to be stealthy with it. And did Blue notice it? So scouts by default, when the game starts, I think the starting scout is on stand ground. As I started to speak those words, I'm actually second guessing myself. But no, that is definitely the case. I think the starting scout's always on stand ground. If you create any new scouts or new army, it's always default as attack stance, which is important because if this was on attack stance, it would start attacking right now. Oh God, Blue noticed it. Blue noticed the hole and is going to plug it now. But hasn't attacked the scout yet. He doesn't want him to know that he knows. And now he's like, well, you know what? It's a pretty good idea, this whole scouting thing. It is called a scout cavalry, not a stand cavalry. So let's go out and scout ourselves. And he's scared to leave home. He told his friends and family he was leaving, but he's frightened. This is the start of the movie, right? He's lived a tough life. His parents have always been hard on him. His brother and sister and his cousins, they're all really successful within the village. He never was really cut out to be a farmer or a miner. So they're like, fine, you can be the scout. And he tried to, act as if he was interested in it because he didn't really feel welcomed in the village otherwise. But at the end of the day, he just never felt like that was his calling. And now he's trying to muster up the courage to leave the base. It's this whole thing. And finally he leaves. And now he encounters his first test, the jaguar, which he simply runs right past like a beast. See, he's got the smarts. Everyone else in the village would fight that and die. He's got the smarts. He sees the relics, and now he's starting to think about God and is having this whole spiritual awakening, and now he's heading off into the darkness. What else is he going to find? Oh, wait a second. Villagers that have not completed a wall. So he continues on here. Dude, I'm going to laugh so hard if he goes underneath that TC. Sees the castle. Wow, what a slalom. Sees an axeman. Oh, God, what have we done? I should have been a farmer, he says. Okay. Still running around. Okay, there's no hole there. Oh, God, he's got hit with an axe. Can't feel good. He's going to try and leave now. He's going to try and save his life. But he can head home and he can tell people about this whole base. And then suddenly they love him. Okay, there he goes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They know he's in there. They're starting to wall up, but can he escape? Where you going, bro? He's escaped. He's actually going to make it back home. Are you kidding me? Wow. Well, what a story. Wait. Don't get greedy, man. Don't get greedy. Oh, my goodness. I was getting so stressed out. It's not even a real story, man. Okay, there he goes. Now, you want to know what's funny about this whole thing? This entire time, Blue hasn't created a villager. So we're sitting here looking at this, and usually you'd like, okay, T90, can you actually show what the player's doing? Stop focusing on this one unit. You're being ridiculous. No. Actually, all that Blue really was doing was looking at this. Blue did get a couple upgrades, but it's not like Blue's been creating villagers. So, anyways, the scout story isn't finished yet. He is now heading off into random areas of the world to discover new things. But we do have a castle here for Blue, who needs to think about Imperial Age. Red needs to think about Imperial Age as well. Red's wall is completed. And Red is still making houses outside of his walls. This kind of reminds me of like Stronghold or something, right? Like this is for all the peasants, and then these houses for all the royalty or something. Red still doesn't know that Blue has walls here. And where is Blue's scout? Okay, Blue's here. And Red scout is still standing over here as well, by the way. So, big build up. Resources collected. Quick glance at that. It is better for Red. We do not have a single relic collected by either player. The scout's still boldly moving around for Blue. I have to imagine at this point Blue isn't paying a lot of attention to it. Blue is doing other things, and the scout, sadly, he actually survives. Oh my goodness, this guy's crazy. Simon, welcome. We have another castle here for Blue. Blue is on the way to Imp. Getting Yeoman now. The archers could be insane with that, and a couple other upgrades in Imp with the Britons. I think the scout's going to die, though, guys. Unfortunately for us, the scout story will end here. We got far too close to the castle. What? He's dead. Yeah. He's never going to return home, and there's never going to be a sequel to that show. So, sad times. However, he did accomplish a lot. Finding that 3-tile gold was very helpful. You've got to think that Blue should head over there and take that at some point. The other neutral gold is over here as well, so maybe the people can find that. Also, red continues to send archers inside of buildings. Maxed out on the amount of archers in the TC. Is now trying to max out in the castle. You could put 15 units inside the TC and 20 in each castle. That is a lot of your population space put into archers. But I'm so ready to see exactly what happens when blue shows up with something. I need the castle to be destroyed. Oh, yeah, that's true. It all continues. Because they'll be looking for him and they'll find his body on the shoreline. And then they'll realize it was the castle. Interesting gate here from red. This is the only way that red is known, though, that blue has walled this. Wait, did red make the gate here because he saw blue was going that way? He did, didn't he? Okay, now red's got a scout. The red scout is moving around, and that scout's dead. Revenge for the other scout. Red was trying to leave. I think both players knowing that the opponent has castles should lead to them both making trebuchets. Especially blue. Because you can just have your trebs on the other end of the water, and you can treb this down no problem. 61 eco versus 47. We've maybe arrived to that point now where we're not going to see either player make vills. Actually, as I say that, blue still is. Red's going to drop another castle. Yeah, so let me just talk through this. So I used to do the same thing. I'd make walls and I'd make castles right behind my walls. But when your opponent is walled as well, you never want your castles to be on the other side of their walls because you cannot take out their trebs. So this is a problem. This is okay, but this is, oh my god. I mean, this is just asking for trebuchets from your opponent. You have no way to get to their trebuchets. Got a lot of monastery technologies coming in. Red, of all things, why are you going for monastery technologies? Herbal medicine, fervor now, block printing, illumination. The texts continue. I think it's possible that red is kind of a completionist. Like, I think red wants to make everything and research everything, which some people like to do. Both players getting a lot of blacksmith technologies and eco technologies as well. They've done a really good job with technologies. Red, however, hasn't researched wheelbarrow or handcart, which is painful to see. Red is the first one to make a trebuchet. And it is possible that red could actually take out this castle from the other end of blue's walls. And then I wonder if blue will know that you can delete the walls to get to that treb if you need to. Both villagers found gold. That's huge. These villagers, they don't have a job yet. I feel like it'd be a very red thing to do to just like make houses in the corner. The houses do look pretty over here. The whole base layout looks quite nice. And okay, red's just sitting here with the treb waiting. Meanwhile, blue is getting fervor, but that kind of makes sense. It makes your monks faster. And blue's trying to get these relics as quickly as possible. Doesn't see this one. But is going to have 2 relics, and relics do give you some gold income, so that's going to be helpful. So they both have pretty good understanding of where the other is. It's going to be 3 relics, actually, for blue. The highest army count right now for red is 23 archers with a civilization, which is not known for having very good archers. And blue's now going to make trebuchets. Blue's also going to be making archers, getting upgrades as well. I'm beginning to think that blue's going to be in the better position here, but we do have to see how things pan out. At the end of the day, just production buildings and numbers of army with some siege is going to decide this, right? Just to simplify it. But numbers of army is super deceiving because red has the majority of the army just sitting inside the castles. Oh, man. Red is going after the wall. And blue will see that And blue's not very happy about that. So blue's going to roll the treb forward. And is going to try and treb the treb. I'm not sure if blue has Warwolf yet. Britain should always win the treb war if they have Warwolf. We'll know if he misses the shot. Okay, so he does not have Warwolf. It is going to be 2 trebs versus 1, though, because red's 1 trebuchet isn't cooperating. And these villagers are going to do what exactly? Oh, boy, it's a treb war. Sappers? Okay, I'm going to re-wall it, of course. Can't have the enemy running in with something. That's really smart, actually, because red could, you know, come through here at any point in time. And this could go either way. I give blue the edge because blue is repairing. Oh, no, now red's repairing as well. Oh, who even knows? It's very close right now. Sometimes it's better to have different buildings around because, you know, the treb shots will hit that. But then again, I mean, otherwise, if the walls weren't there, they would just miss in that area. Oh, man, red has made more trebs than blue. Blue is probably getting a little bit discouraged. Will you back away and save your trebs? Or will you simply sit here and just hope and pray that it's going to work out for you? Uh-oh. That's going to be the end of that trebuchet as well. You cannot win with the number disadvantage. And for blue, blue's got to think hard now on what you do to counter that. Because, man, is that tough. You see all the castles as well. Ay, ay, ay. But again, you know, if red comes this way, like red sees this castle, you've put yourself in a situation now where you can't easily contest trebuchets. So we knew trebs were going to be important for both players, right? Like blue could be here right now trebbing down red, and red would have to react. Both players have stopped creating vills. These villagers are still standing looking for some meaning in life. There was over here in the right corner before. Red's probably thinking, man, trebs are pretty good. I like trebuchets. And this is smart thinking from red. Red is going to try and get the trebs here, I think, and is planning to wall up before he goes for that castle. Also, chivalry is on the way. So when red's knights go to the bar and try and find some single ladies, they're going to like him a little bit more. Oh, wait, that's not what that means. Sorry. That means the stables produce faster. But, yeah, as chivalrous as the knights will be, they're still not cavalier. And still no final armor, which is kind of painful, especially against castle fire and archers. But, okay, blue's going to make another layer of fortifications here. We haven't seen any infantry upgrades for the Britons. Their archers are strong, but you really want to get some halbs out in front if you're going to be up against knights. I don't think he knows what he's going to be up against, though. Ooh, found some stone. Okay. These trebs are just sitting here and waiting. Which is funny. Oh, he's going to try and treb down a house now. Blue sees that treb and now brings 2 trebs over to deal with red's treb. And so we have a repeat of what we saw before. And red is going to bring more trebs over. The pathing has been extremely awkward here. And, oh, Warwolf is coming in. Oh, it was a bait, guys. It was a bait. Oh, this is going to be so bad for red. Okay, so with Warwolf, you do splash damage with your treb shots against military units. So they're actually really good against military units. But also, they don't miss their shot in a treb war. If the other trebs aren't moving, that is. So before, red was thinking, oh, man, I've got amazing trebs. This is fine. Not anymore. If it's even numbers of trebs, it won't even be close. And blue's making more walls. Red is making more walls. Neither player really thinking of doing anything else but just fighting with trebs. This is the lowest ranked game happening in the world right now. And let's see this Warwolf treb face off. I don't pack it. Okay, there you go. So red hits, right? But now blue hits. Blue hits. Wow, red actually hit as well, but no, it's not going to happen for you, red. You might get lucky here. What? What? My Treb would never hit 3 out of 3 there. So red maybe still doesn't realize, you know, the difference that Warwolf has made. Ben says somebody messaged me, said it twice. Not sure what you mean. But, you know, maybe let us know. You're making me think. Bot says message me. Okay, about what, buddy? How about you message me? About what? This is a chill game. We've got time to talk about it. We have arrow slits now. Arrow slits can be helpful for towers. Not helpful for castles. Which is a little sad, right? Like, is this not an arrow slit? I've said this before, and people in the YouTube comments were like, no, it's not an arrow slit. It's actually a murder hole. Or, in my eyes, like, murder holes, arrow slits, very similar. My basic understanding of history. Anyways, arrow slits doesn't help with the towers, so. Okay, guys, I get it. you're telling the guy who's boss. It felt like a bot to me as well. A very lazy bot. Okay. Red is a lot of trebs. Ay. There's 17% odds on landing 3 treb hits in a row. Not bad then. I just want to see blue make more trebs. That's all I want. Also, can we appreciate how amazing this looks? The spacing on it's perfect. You have the arbs on the sides, the longbows in the middle, and then whoa, movement. There's even monks there to heal as well. Movement. Okay, well, red just destroys blue's trebuchet there, and blue's gonna lose a lot of ground now. Also, what's up, Miguel? Welcome. Longbows. We'll be able to range this. Especially because that's not completely walled. The trebs would obviously need quite a few longbows to take them out. If you do 1 damage a hit to a trebuchet, so blue's castle will be long gone. But blue is wisely just relocating. Or just going to give up ground here and add more walls, which I think is nice. And is also going to make a push this way. Just please don't run near the castles. There's archers inside. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's the same castle that killed their scout friend. Oh, no. Oh, where is he going? Blue, what's the plan? Where are you going? I think red sees this. I think red's going to repair the gate. Red's repairing the gate. I think it's open, though. When he went to repair the gate, he opened it. But it's all part of a trap. It's all part of the plan here. He opened the gate, and now it's closed, so they can't escape. And, well, I think blue had the right idea of trying to go for a counterattack, but chose the wrong castle. Probably didn't know or didn't remember that these castles were here. That said, I mean, red's got to be careful not to lose this castle. Yeah, red's going to repair it. Red will bring in cap. Everything will be fine. But yeah, I thought that blue's going to attack from this hill, which could have maybe worked out. But not to be. Trebuchet goes down. Has not been a pretty Imperial Age for blue. However, something we missed, guys, is the longbows are actually well on their way to taking out a trap. And blue's microing it? What? Is he... Did you see that? He's microing it. Oh my god, dude, blue, there's so many things that you could do with your time besides this, but I appreciate it, and I respect it. Also, there's no way for red to be able to get over here and kill this longbow. Let's see, blue. Okay, it's somehow that guy's still standing. He's probably doing other things now. He's only 40 more hits away from taking out the treb. Okay, but I mean, it's good for him. He started to do other things. He's going for elite longbow now. He's got cavalier on the way as well. He was going to go longbows out of... Oh my god, he really only has 1 castle. That's really bad. And 1 archer range. Fortunately, the archer ranges do produce faster with Britons. But lack of production buildings in general, a bit of a problem here. I mean, as I say that, I suppose blue only has one stable. Or red only has one stable, excuse me. The arbs aren't fully upgraded. There's no chemistry. But, I mean, still, it's pretty close. You will have fully upgraded cav for red. At least when it comes to the blacksmith upgrades. No paladin's kind of painful, though. And actually, guys, I didn't think we'd get to this point when I mentioned it, but red is almost out of gold. Also, these villagers have been in a lot of different locations. They're now headed this way. But I guess with blue having the relics, if blue just holds on long enough, red might eventually run out of gold. They had a couple cavalier maybe trying to find a way into the opponent's base. Couldn't find anything. And let's see if red can push and finish this game. It is full defensive mode right now for blue. And it might actually work out if you have the relics. Because let's look at resources collected. Oh my god, look how close it is. Look at it go back and forth. Man, that's crazy. But the gold collected is going to be higher for blue in the long run because of the relic gold. Because red is almost finished with this. There's only 30 gold remaining. What a push it's going to be for red, though. Remember, the other thing that's deceiving about red's situation is that 40 of his army, or sorry, 23 of his army is archers that are inside of the castle and the TC. Fortified wall now for blue. Couple towers here as well, which is helpful. Blue has been scared into producing army. And the army numbers looking pretty good now. Walls obviously are going to allow holding here a bit longer. These villagers are still, I guess, just scouting around for resources to mine, but the only thing that red could really find would be there. Red also could get this relic if red just looked for it. There's one more relic left on the map. We have heated shot for blue, one of the most confusing upgrades for beginners. That actually is not helpful on maps where you don't have water. Actually, there is water here, but what I mean is navy. That increases the amount of damage your towers and castles do versus ships, and we have not seen a ship yet. Yo, longbow. Pull your bow out from underneath this gate so it closes, please. That is... How is that open? Don't you have to stand in the white box for it to open? That's a bit weird. Okay. Actually, I don't think you have to stand on the white box for it to open. But you know what's weird is a partially built gate, so when this gate is under construction, does not allow you to walk into the white box. When it's built, you can walk this way. When it's partially built, you would have to go like this. I experienced that because someone made a gate against one of my villagers once, and I got trapped. I was like here, right? And there was a tree here. I'm like 2 tiles away, it looks like, from the gate itself. I couldn't move. And I ran it past the devs. I was like, hey, is this a bug, or is this always how it's worked? Because my initial instinct was to think it was a bug. But then I thought more about it, and I was like, actually, it's rare enough where maybe it's always been this way. And they said it's always been that way. I used to get heated shot because I thought it would make archers shoot fire arrows. Yeah, I really need to get around to making the most confusing text in AoE2 video. I've been sitting on these ideas for far too long. But heated shot is number 1 for me. What do you guys think? Are there any texts more confusing than heated shot? It was super weird for me to have to research chemistry to get fire on my arrows. Heated shot makes sense. There's fire on the arrows for the enemy. Well, fire produces heat, and when you use an arrow, you shoot it. Heated shot made sense to me, anyways. But no, it's chemistry actually that does that. You already did the ship upgrade video. Well, that's just docks in general, but that would be on my list, right? Like the war galley upgrade would be on my list as in the top 5 of confusing things. I used to always get fortified wall because they looked better than the standard stone walls. Well, that's not necessarily confusing, right? Because you are getting fortified wall and it does make your walls stronger. Oh, coinage and banking? True, coinage and banking. People research that. We haven't seen it in a bit in Elo Legends, but people will research coinage and banking. thinking it's going to bring them gold income when they run out of gold. And the thing is coinage and banking isn't relevant to 1v1 plays at all. It is strictly a team game thing, so there's less tax when you send resources to an ally. Oh, this is hilarious. Blue looked at the minimap and realized that there's stone there. But the stone was already mined. So now Blue's like, wait, what? The enemy's been here. Okay. Trample damage tech for Byzantines. 10-year-old me had no idea what trample damage won, but I was there for it. Okay, got it. I never found heated shot to be confusing because I always read the description. Okay, well, Mr. High and Mighty over here, you also didn't know you could put archers inside of a TC, so there's some obvious things. Don't take offense to the way he worded that, all right? Like, listen, there are descriptions for some things that are still confusing. Even the names of the text are confusing. But you are right, in the most part, if you read it. Just passing from these villagers. If you read it, you should have a bit of an idea. I'm not a big reader. I go off feel and game sense. That's what I tell myself before I make mistakes. These villagers still looking for stone. These villagers looking around. And uh-oh. Oh, red found the gold. Finally, I mean, they lost quite a few friends throughout the years. Blue doesn't know about that gold. Oh, that gold is so important. It didn't matter what technologies I did because I got every single one anyway. That's fair. Guys, red has so many trebs. Enough trebuchets to take out all the castles, but I'm not sure, will the army be good enough? It'll be solid. They're elite throwing axemen with cavalry. I think the army's better than blue's, but blue can make more. It could be pretty strong. You know what's going to be interesting? When this TC completes, I believe red will then have vision on blue's vills. And if red decides to garrison to shoot the vills, uh-oh, okay, awkward, awkward, awkward. Ooh. I didn't think these guys would find this. Oh, please drop a castle here. Shh, don't say anything, don't say anything. Do not say a word and maybe you can get away with this. This is the play. This is the play at this Elo. It's just take it and hope they don't notice. Oh, that's so worth it. Okay, we have more walls here from red. Red trying to wall in front of blue's walls there will lose those villagers to the castle fire. Could bring the trebs over and take that castle out, though. And then blue only has one castle at home. Oh, man. Come on, red. Red's probably distracted because he just heard the villagers dying on the front. Oh, red noticed it. Red's not happy. Red is not happy. Red's going to make an archery range here. I like how we didn't see the TC get garrisoned there. No armies on the way. We have a monk on the way. Oh, the monk's going to get the relic. Okay, that makes sense. Back in the days of Age of Kings, usual strategy was fortified walls and a fast imp and treb war. Games look just like this one because 75 pop was the maximum, so there's no space for big eco units or unit spam. Also, Teuton Town Center's 12 range with full upgrades. Yeah. I do remember some of those details. Oh my god. He garrisoned the TC with vills. Red is putting more archers inside town centers again. So I know this obviously hurts to lose all these villagers if you're blue, but you did get a fair amount of gold from it, and I would consider it worth it. And that guy's going to live to tell the tale. Who knows what he's going to do. Oh, boy! All right, so he's going to escape. And here come Lycav. Lycav don't have full upgrades, but blue's one upgrade away from them being fully upgraded. And it's the most important one, the final armor. Red was just thinking that they could be relatively peaceful here, but Red, you shot the wrong guy's villagers. This has become a raiding game now, which is not what Red really wanted. Red was planning with the trebs. And those two archers inside of that town center aren't going to be enough. All these villagers are going to get destroyed. And red with no reaction now. And now red's got some decisions to make. And the villager's coming back? What? He's gonna go take the gold now. Man, this is funny. Also, I mean, with only 2 archers in there, it's really not doing a whole lot. We do have more villagers being created. They just die instantly. And red really needs some army here. Red is still really focused on getting walls down. And seems to be interested in bringing the trebs that direction now. But blue's villagers just taking the gold. Not a care in the world. TC will go down for red. What's left in there will die. And maybe these villagers will die as well. I think red is going to bring the trebs in here to try and take out blue's castle. I think that's the plan. That one werewolf trebuchet could do a lot of damage, though. Oh, God. Okay, thank goodness he unpacked it, because a packed trebuchet will get one-shotted by another treb. Now, we know the werewolf treb's going to hit every shot, but that's a lot of shots there from red. And red's like, how do you like it, buddy? And he's going to take out that castle. Meanwhile, though, blue's sending more villagers over to gold. So now blue is going to have to defend from, you know, this push. Or make a push of his own over here. So a lot of repositioning here, right? A lot of strategical thinking needed for both players. I still favor blue's position because of blue's resources. And the fact now that he's taking what's left of the gold. I think that's huge. Also good to see you, Lieutenant Crackers. And Trebs feeling confidence now are going to push forward. However, archers have shifted over. Not all the archers. These guys are meant to defend. Some of the archers. Oh, God. Blue, don't let him in through your gate. Or maybe you do. Maybe you want to. I'm not sure. Oh, so many Trebs. It's really smart from red, though. He made a little cubby. He made a little... the words are failing me right now. But he's hiding in a little circular wall. There's a word I'm looking for. I can't find. I'm so sorry. I do kind of speak for a living, you could say. But it's not bad. You could play it Legend of Wall style and continue to creep forward with more walls. But this makes it so blue can't easily take out those trebs, which is kind of the point. Because if trebs are out in the fields all exposed, they will die to knights. Cavalier finding more kills. The good news for red as we see the town bell is that these were the villagers that they didn't really care about anyways, right? Again, you've got the royalty at home. These villagers have to work all the way out here all exposed, and then they get to go home. They don't even get to live in the main town. They have to live outside the walls. This is their entrance. They can't go through the actual entrance. It's a tough life for them. But for now, some of them survive. We did hear a town bell there from red, who's now going to get wheelbarrow, which is kind of nice. 130 pop versus 130 pop, the lowest elo game going on in the world right now. These guys are really solid players, though, considering what I just said. Because a lot of people don't even muster up the courage to play ranked. Now, there's going to be some people who watch this video later on who are going to feel a little bit called out. That's not my intention. It's just the reality. 98% of people never touch a ranked game. But if you want even games, if you want to be able to play like this, the reality is you need to step foot into ranked. If you go to lobby browser games that don't have a ranking, it might feel less stressful because there's not a number associated with your skills there. And it can say 1v1 noobs and you can join, but it's extremely hard to balance. The only thing that truly balances would be winning, losing games, and the system puts you together, and then hopefully you have games like this. And blue is attacking the gate. He's trying to... he went to the town center and said, hey, come out or I'm going to raid your homes. And they refused to come out, so here he goes. Meanwhile, this villager's repairing all the trebs. Gotta love that. And, oh, first to the market is red. Red's selling a lot of stuff and then buying stone. I'm wondering if maybe these villagers are going to build a castle somewhere. Eventually, this gate will go down. The cav could go over there, or the axeman, or someone could go over there and try and stop that. Okay, You know what I want to see so badly? I want to see blue get through here and start attacking houses. I want to see red come over here and drop a wall behind it and trap them. Longbow over the walls, firing on the trebs. Trebuchets not very happy about this. They're like, hey, meet my fiery balls, buddy. And bam. Fiery balls are going to hit this dude in the head. Ouch. Castle here for red. Sneaky. Also, that trebuchet for blue goes down. These villagers back to work chopping trees. Let's check total resources collected. It's still very close. Blue has pulled ahead, though, with the gold, which is the most important thing in my eyes. Gold is somewhat limited. Here go the cav. Blue is thinking that he's going to raid red to death and be all sneaky about this. But there's actually another layer of walls. Is red sending a monk this way? The monks are on the way to convert the cav. Blue doesn't really even want to attack the houses, but he splits it up. He'll attack the houses and the walls. Okay. I have over 1,000 wins offline, played and lost 8 straight 1v1 ranked, never played again, lol. There's a lot of people who don't like to play ranked, right? Ranked is like, there's something about seeing a number, which is just a terrifying thought. So I get it. Again, there's no shame in it. Play the game how you want to play the game. Enjoy the game how you want to enjoy it. Hopefully part of you enjoying the game is also watching me make these videos. But all right. I mean, this is Red's strategy. Just slowly convert these things until they're all gone. Blue is actually pop-capped at the moment. Blue's going to be making more houses. Does Blue see this castle? Blue does see that castle. Oh, man, that was a mistake. That was not a good move from Red. Monks continuing to slowly convert the light cav. That's value, baby. That's value. Okay. And blue now has the trebs. Now red could go with the cav and snipe those trebs. This is why I say always wait for 4 trebs. Don't trickle it, because you're giving your opponent a lot of time to react. Oh, and red did wall behind. Red, you're a legend. Red, you are a legend. Yes. Let's go. I am officially on Team Red after that. When I said it, I didn't think it would actually happen. I didn't think this guy had the strats. Also, don't tell me he's running in here to repair the houses because they're on fire. He's going to make another gate. Meanwhile, he's losing a castle, which is so much more important. Okay, the villagers now leaving. He's not going to repair the houses. You don't need to. The house is as good on fire as it is fully built. But the monks are here, and they are going to slowly convert the light cav. Meanwhile, though, blue's been able to take this gold, which is great. And eventually, blue will lose all these light cav. I'm sure he'll be happy about that, though, because he's now going to take out a castle. Red has just noticed, was sinking even more stone into repairing that, and now loses it. 3-2 on relics, so both players have a trickle of gold income from relics. This is going to take a long time, but eventually these light cav... Oh god, don't open the gate, dude. Eventually the light cav are going to all die. But what's funny is, guys, if you think about what has transpired since the light cav got in, it has all benefited blue. Because red has built a castle which was ill-advised and lost it. Then started to repair it. Now is sinking more stone into trying to keep these light cav here forever. And now is starting to lose these castles. All because he's distracted by it. He's trying to be so fancy and he thinks he's trapping the opponent. But in reality, this is not working well for him at all. Oh, God. I mean, blue's going to take this all day. And red, if you don't have your castles, you're really going to need more houses here, too. This is problematic for red. Concerning for red, we haven't seen any reaction over here. We do see him. He notices it. But now needs to wheel the trebuchets over. And you have to hope and pray that the Frank trebuchets can beat the Britain trebuchets. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a treb war. And red has won most of the treb wars in this game simply due to the numbers. Okay. Also, this is now dealt with, so red is going to be a beast pretty soon. And bam, 1 treb down. Red's losing trebs as well. Oh, man, Werewolf is so strong. Okay. And... oh, God. Oh, they're all stacked as well, which is so bad. It's so bad. And there's a hole. No. Pain. What did he have? 11 trebs before? Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, the fact that they were stacked together like that made Werewolf so much more effective. And poor red is falling apart here. Blue, it's a great reaction time, though. To send in the cav, right? Like, there was very little hesitancy compared to what red has shown us over the last couple minutes. And hey, the monks are back. Okay. Monks are ready to convert. 1 trebuchet is saved. 2 trebuchets are saved. Now let's see if the cavalier can take out these trebs. Lots of confusion for both players right now. Particularly everyone in red's economy is confused, though. Just look at this. Look at what's happening on your screen right now. And appreciate it. That's all I ask. Now, the cav could run in and take out those trebuchets. You've designed this so you have a gate. But now, blue has had the time to bring some army forward to protect it. So it will become more difficult for red to take it out. I think in the end, he probably takes the treb. But it is at what cost? Because the elite longbowmen are here. And there's a lot of them. The unit you probably want if you're playing as the Britons. And such a great job from blue to box out these trebuchets as much as possible here. That's going to be a big clear up. Again, remember, blue's got more gold banked. And blue has a lot of army. Dang. You can't exactly use monks to convert the longbows either. The longbows will outrange the monks. And red's going to have to be really creative from here. Is behind in the relics, so you don't have as much long-term gold income. Wasn't able to mine this gold, which is obviously a big factor as well. Could sell. I remember red selling a lot of wood and a lot of food for good prices. But I mean, throwing axemen, they look cool, but they're very bad against archers. You pretty much need siege, or you're going to need to have lots of cav. Fortunately, the prices are good. Stop buying stone! He's getting all this gold, and look at what he's doing with it. Oh, God. The last time he bought stone was to drop a castle here, which immediately got trebbed. 205 gold per 100 stone right now. Here's a question for... okay, needs to drop it in the same spot. Okay, obviously, right? I mean, where else would you place a castle? Here's a question. Do newer players realize that the prices change? It should be obvious. I'm going to assume the answer is yes, right? Because you can see it when you're at the market. But anyways, whereas red's selling a lot of the wood right now, I'm just keeping an eye on what on earth is happening with the gold. More trebs. Somebody tell this guy about Werewolf. Please, somebody tell red about Werewolf. Poor red doesn't know that Britain trebuchets will always win. Ay, ay, ay. Well, and blue, I mean, he didn't have to be too creative to find this. He just had to come back to the same spot. And blue may be interested in raiding. From red's perspective, that is a lonely trebuchet. So watch red. Red's like, I got this. Let's go. Comeback time. Let's go. Go kill the treb. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's painful. I think he still gets it, though. Yep, still gets the treb. Well played. These two aren't on Xbox. Are they, T90? Because on Xbox, it actually doesn't show the price on the button. No, no, no. These guys are not playing on Xbox. That's interesting to know, though. Look at blue hold the gate open. Did you see that? Blue is the gate master. Wow. I like how, like, blue tried to click the gate, which is so much bigger than the stonewall piece. and somehow click the Stonewall piece. It's actually harder to misclick than to not. But hey, I mean, that Stonewall's going down pretty quickly. Okay. Red is going to try another gate. I think Red wants to be able to advance forward with the Trebs. That's not going to work out for these villagers. That's Red's old strat. Red, my friend, you have a whole life ahead of you that is going to excite you so much. After this game, and hopefully after you see this video, you're going to realize that Britons have Werewolf Trebs. And you will be fine, okay? It's just the fact that you're going into Treb Wars against Werewolf Trebuchets that's losing you this game. And there might have been some other factors as well. But yes, this should come as no surprise to everyone who's been watching this game. The Werewolf Trebuchets will win. They will not miss. They do some splash damage as well, so they can damage multiple units. And this is probably the last stand for our 223 Elo player Yuma, who probably likes Franks because of the Jeep castles. Obviously, you can make the Trebs out of the castle. And I need a translation here. I don't know what this means. Me a burr. Okay, someone translate that for me. But anyways, the game ends right there. 1 hour, 50-minute game time. Pretty long game. We only had about 200 total kills. Both players like their Stonewalls. Both players like their castles. And both players like their Trebuchets. But again, you know, Britons are better off in that regard. So. Okay, it means I'm bored. Isn't that just a classic? Dude, I've seen that so many times over the years. Oh, yeah, I'm totally not dead. I'm actually just bored. Your style's just boring, bro. Completely surrounded, losing all the castles. Just can't bring himself to admit that he's been bested, so has to say, I'm bored. Well, in Red's defense, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard on the internet after losing a game. That's pretty harmless. I've been there. I've said things like that before, so it's all good. Red probably also didn't know that we were watching. A lot of people are going to see this later, so it's all good. But anyways, it was a good game. It was actually very even with resources collected. I think it was the value of the fights. And when I think back about this game, I think about how many castles that Red ended up having to rebuild and how many trebuchets were lost. And also, while I guess Blue is missing chemistry, which was one thing, for the most part, Blue maxed out in his units. He made longbows. He got the elite upgrade. He made arbalest. Or like he made archers. He got arbalest, right? In Red's case, you did get elite throwing axemen, but we never saw them fight once. They wouldn't have been very good, but we didn't see them engage once. But then also we never saw Paladin. And there's a big jump from Cavalier to Paladin, so I think that needs to be your priority if you're playing a game that goes on this long. Especially with this many resources. I mean, Paladin is about 2,000 total resources, but it's more than worth it. Maybe gives you a better chance at winning the game. Also, if you have Cav as well, you could use it to raid, right? Red didn't seem that interested in trying to raid at all this game, whereas Blue did. So Blue's raid really worked out. But there are some opportunities, right? Like at this point, your opponent has overchopped. Blue probably didn't notice that. So with all that food, you could maybe make some light cav and go raid your opponent. But these two really liked the main battles, the Treb pushing, the choke points. And a lot of this just reminded me of classic Age of Empires 2. Like the first experience you might have had if you played this game way back in the day. So, GG. Again, that was the lowest elo game that we could find. I'm sure there's going to be more, but I had a good time. Let me just quickly double check. Did they say anything else? Was there a response from Blue? Because that wouldn't be shown on this screen. Nope. It was just, I'm bored, and then he left. And there was no GG, and they both moved on to fight another day.